Silicon Valley is home to tremendous religious diversity. From atheists to Zoroastrians, we are all challenged to find ways to work together respectfully and harmoniously for the good of all. In early 2011, an invitation went out throughout the Valley, inviting people to a conference to explore how the religious face of the Valley had changed, and what individuals and communities might do together to strengthen and encourage interreligious cooperation and service. Several hundred people gathered at Santa Clara University for a program that featured remarks from city and county governmental leaders Dave Cortese, Cindy Chavez, and Police Chief Chris Moore. Joining them were religious leaders representing the congregations and institutions that make up Silicon Valley's rich religious tapestry. A panel discussion about the role of religion in community life gave much food for thought and for discussion as people engaged in small group conversation with their neighbors. By the end of the day, a new organization had been launched, the Silicon Valley Interreligious Council, or SiVIC. SiVIC had deep roots in interfaith cooperation in the Valley, going back more than 40 years, especially in a clergy dialogue group that had been started by the National Conference of Christians and Jews, that gradually grew to include more and more religious traditions in the community. That dialogue gave rise to the Circle of Palms events in 2005, 2006, and 2007, led by an informal coalition known as the South Bay Interfaith. An invitation from the International Parliament of the World's Religions for cities to become partner cities was the occasion for a working group that eventually traveled to Melbourne, Australia in 2009 to share what we had learned about interreligious cooperation in our region, and Silicon Valley became the inaugural partner city of the Parliament. Our analysis of existing interfaith cooperation centered on three areas: action, concerning shared service and addressing issues of concern; devotion, gathering in interfaith celebration and prayer; and education, interfaith dialogues, conferences, and learning events. Organizations involved in cooperative efforts included religious congregations and agencies, educational institutions, governmental agencies, and the private sector. These groups offered funding, leadership, facilities, programs, teachers, credibility, and constituencies. But while we noticed many examples of cooperation and connection, efforts were often haphazard, short-term, and one of a kind. Was there a way to be more connected and intentional? We envisioned a meeting place for these efforts that could offer channels for networking, communication of efforts and events, and shared scheduling to minimize conflict. The guiding institutions of the community could bring their support to this connection nexus, which would then strengthen and focus efforts towards action, devotion, and education. And so SiVIC was born, seeking harmony and understanding and building a more just and compassionate society. Some of the ways we do that is to build relationships among religious communities, provide leadership and a voice for the interreligious community, encourage shared action and service, educate ourselves and our community about our religious diversity, and document the interreligious life of Silicon Valley. We have continued our flagship Leaders Forum touching on a wide range of topics of interest to the religious communities and leaders, not only the ones listed here, but also issues like forgiveness in our traditions, religion and the end of life, suicide prevention, sharing our scriptures, and compassion and eating. In 2012, in connection with the Carry the Vision conference, we convened a religious leaders summit to address issues of violence in the community. Each December, we join with Emmanuel Baptist and Grace Baptist churches in gathering coats to give away to those who need them. We have sponsored interfaith memorial services each winter to remember the homeless who have died on our streets during the year. We have provided leadership and encouragement to the Teen Interfaith Leaders Program. And we continue to be an interreligious presence at events across the Valley, whether responding to attacks on individual communities, celebrating special events with congregations, or joining together in specifically interfaith assemblies. Our website offers information and updates on issues of concern. Most notably, our events calendar offers as complete a listing of opportunities for interfaith engagement as we can develop. Our monthly e-newsletter also includes news and announcements of upcoming events, along with a monthly listing of religious observances in our various traditions. And of course, you can always check our Facebook page. Recently, we have been focusing on compassion. Inspired by the Charter for Compassion, an international movement to encourage compassionate action, we instituted Compassionate Silicon Valley, seeking to get Santa Clara County and all the cities of the county to sign on to the Charter for Compassion. Earlier this year, the Board of Supervisors voted to do just that, naming the county Compassionate Santa Clara County, and setting SiVIC the challenge to put that intention into reality. Each year, we also encourage the Compassion Games, a fun way to encourage one another to outdo one another in acting compassionately with ourselves, with our neighbors, and with our world. Beyond the Valley, we work with other groups, regionally, nationally, and internationally. We have already mentioned the Charter for Compassion and the Parliament of the World's Religions. In addition, we are part of the Bay Area Interfaith Leaders Group, with interfaith leaders from Marin, San Francisco, Contra Costa, Alameda, and more. We are members of NAIN, the North American Interfaith Network, and we are a cooperating circle of the United Religions Initiative, an international grassroots interfaith organization headquartered in San Francisco. How can you get involved? There are a number of ways. Sign up for the SiVIC newsletter to receive news and information about what's going on in the Valley and beyond. Check the SiVIC calendar of events and attend an interreligious event, either sponsored by SiVIC or one of our affiliates. And be sure to send us information about events in your own community to which people of other religious traditions are welcome. Become a friend of SiVIC or an individual affiliate. Or encourage your congregation or your community to become a congregational or community affiliate. And ultimately, let us know what you'd like to do. Our work together is always growing and changing and moving, and we would love to see what you have in mind. In the past 6 years, we have barely begun our work. The political and social climate of these times has lifted up even more urgently the need for us to understand and respect the diverse traditions that make up our valley, Together with our congregational and organizational affiliates, our individual affiliates and friends, SiVIC looks forward to many more years of working towards a more just and compassionate society in our valley.